When you want only the best for your pet, check out AbbybellPetDesigns.com. We offer quality products such as floppy beds, crate pads, round pet beds, pillow slip covers, belly bands, and more. All products come in a variety of colors and sizes, guaranteed to satisfy your pet's particular style. Your pet deserves to be pampered, so shop at AbbybellPetDesigns.com. If you don't see the item you want listed in our shop, just drop us a line and we'll be glad to make the product of your pet's dreams. AbbybellPetDesigns.com.
And now, it's time to Stand for Truth with the host of Stand for Truth Radio, Susan Knowles.
Good morning, everybody. Hey, Gary, good to see you. Bob, hey, Bob, how are you? Chezzy, how are you? Nina, Yoga, Harley, bring your tape with you. Gonna need it today. Hey, Judy. How's everybody? Brent, good to see you. Tom, Lynn, please share if you will. Marlene, good to see you. Hey, Behusla. Good morning, good morning. Hey, Bella. So, how's everybody doing? Thank you for sharing. Again, inviting followers. Get ready for a wild week. Oh, you better betcha, Brent. You better betcha. Better buckle up because this is going to be one hell of a week. Right now they're having a protest somewhere. I saw just briefly about it in the Forbes building or something. I have no idea. Hey, Ruthie. I don't want to give these people 2 seconds of my time. Hey, Junior. Good morning. Hey, Lori. If you could just keep inviting people. I'm having a lot of problems where people say they can't even find me. They don't know that I'm on. When they're on, they get kicked out. You know. Yep, so tired of the haters. It's just pretty amazing. Some breaking news before we get in. Well, first let me start with scripture. So pissed they didn't just call the vote. Well, it wouldn't have mattered because, Nina, there's a process that has to be followed. And so you had to get by that first step, which we did. And then there's a process to follow before you take the vote. Let me read let me read Psalm 143, okay? Because I think it's important. And please, I'm going to say the word me, but just substitute Judge Kavanaugh in there for that word. Hear my prayer, O Lord, give ear to my supplications. In your faithfulness answer me, and in your righteousness do not enter into judgment with your servant, for in your sight no one living is righteous. For the enemy has persecuted my soul, he has crushed my life to the ground, he has made me dwell in darkness like those who long been dead. Therefore my spirit is overwhelmed within me, my heart within me is distressed. I remember the days of old. I meditate on all your works. I muse on the work of your hands. I spread out my hands to you. My soul longs for you like a thirsty land. Answer me speedily, O Lord. My spirit fails. Do not hide your face from me, lest I be like those who go down into the pit. Cause me to hear your loving kindness in the morning, for in you do I trust. Cause me to know the way in which I should walk, for I lift up my soul to you. Deliver me, O Lord, from my enemies. In you I take shelter. Teach me to do your will, for you are my God. Your spirit is good. Lead me in the land of uprightness. Revive me, O Lord, for your name's sake. For your righteousness' sake, bring my soul out of trouble. In your mercy, cut off my enemies and destroy all those who afflict my soul, for I am your servant. Amen. Hey, Lee, when I say I was young and made some mistakes, forgive. Because, John, this isn't about truth. This isn't about reality. This isn't about doing the right thing. I'm afraid Kavanaugh doesn't stand a fair chance. They are piling on him. It's so sad. Harley, keep praying. Keep praying and watch God work. Hey, Leah. Glad to see you again. Hey, Carmen. Hey, Jimmy. This isn't, hey, Dawn. If you think this has anything to do with truth, no. Good morning. I've prayed through all of this. I'm at peace no matter what happens. God is in control. My prayers continue for the Kavanaughs and our country. His will be done. Robin said, this is all about tipping the scales. This is about right now, hey Teresa, making that move to basically take over, to take control, to be in authority, anything. It has to do with more than just abortion, but yes, it does have to do, hey Kim, with abortion. But this is about moving the agenda forward. This is more sinister than we know. Yep. Blue to red is trending. Please promote. Absolutely, Pamela. This is about open borders. This is about bringing you back in being dependent upon your government. This is about telling you what you need to do, not letting you lead your own life. This is about everything sinister and bad that you could possibly think of. And it even goes deeper than that. Yep, hashtag walk away. I think some of the Democrats are getting pretty sick and tired of it. Ford affiliated with 2 pharmas making abortion pills. Yep, while been on vacation, so much going on. Lee, you know, some days you might want to just stay on vacation because it's probably just a little bit better than what's going on now. If you could, please continue to retweet. I know our numbers go down whenever I talk God, so slavery to a political party rather than freedom. Yeah, Judy. Lot of scary things. We are fighting demonic power. Hey, Robin. Hey, Renee. Yeah, we absolutely are. And we have to remember that as we get caught up in all of this, we are in a fight, a spiritual battle. Please remember that to the very beginning of everything, because it's really important that you do. This isn't about politics at all. And I hear people arguing politics. This isn't about politics. It really isn't. And, you know, we're going to keep seeing this over and over. Hey, Monique. Robin said, we have witnessed pure evil. And you know what? And the thing of it is, we haven't seen it all yet. Did you watch? Yeah, Kanye. Oh, Kanye on SNL. Yeah. You can know the world is good word, Susan. Thank you, Alexis. You know the world is upside down when Kanye West starts making sense. The guy starts making sense. He got booed at the end of the SNL by some people, and the other people, the actors, were putting their heads down, the comedians. But he said the truth. He absolutely said the truth. He started talking about, you know, what the Democrats have done to black people, what they continue to do, the lie that's continuing. It's going to work out. FBI will show Ford lied. Melissa, not only will they show that, but listen, if the FBI does their job, and I heard there is an investigation that's going to go into who leaked. I think Tom Cotton revealed that's happening. So who in Feinstein's office possibly leaked, or where did that leak come from? I also heard this morning that, hey Jules, that Swetnick basically has been caught allegedly in another lie. I mean, she has no credibility because everything that is coming out of her mouth that we've seen in print has been allegedly a lie. She claims that she was a model, and when she broke her nose, she lost a lot of jobs because of it. And that was like in 1994 or something like that. And this was in a lawsuit that was filed. And she tried to use this one guy who was a witness to say that she had been working for him but lost that job. And according to what I read, Laura Ingraham has her ex on her show tonight. Oh, that should be interesting. From what I read, this guy who she listed as a witness said, hey, you know, she broke her nose about a year before she met me. Yeah, we don't know what Sheila Jackson Lee gave to that guy. That could have been, hopefully it was her resignation. But so anyway, she has no credibility. As I've said before, they should be looking into the credibility of Ford. I don't know that they are. We have, as you know, this new way of doing things. Hey, Tom, which is if a woman says it happened, then it happened. Hey, Cully, and we don't question that. We've had a couple of women that came out over the weekend. One woman said that this guy in Washington, I think this was a couple days ago, in 2007, raped her. Another one came out and said a soccer player in 2009 raped her. You know, and those victims who actually were, hey, Chicago Pops, sexually assaulted, they need to come forward. They need to come forward right away with the help of family members, therapists, and whomever. And you need to have evidence. You know, you just do. If you are raped or a victim of sexual assault, you need to immediately call the police and have this rape kit that they do done so that you can document your evidence. But if you wait 35, 36 years later and you have sketchy information, that should not be used against a man, in this case, to make him prove that he is innocent. It's not his burden of proof. And this has nothing to do against women. Hey, Danielle, the guy on the boat claim is now being investigated. Yeah, for a false claim. Chessie, they're going to make crap up because they want to keep this going. Well, it's never going to end, Harley. And as I've said before, if you think this is only going to be for men who are in public, public spaces, it's not going to be the case. It's going to trickle down to men in, jobs locally that and whatever. Yeah, Rachel Mitchell said, this is somebody who's done sex case crimes for 25 years, and she says there's so many inconsistencies. I wrote them down. Inconsistencies in her statement. No criminal, and she wouldn't bring criminal charges against Kavanaugh. It's civil war without the guns, Dawn said. Yes, don't wait 36 years and have no proof. I agree, report it now. Yes, we certainly are in a huge fight. It'll take war, only both a political war and spiritual war, Monique said. The 14th Amendment is on trial. It appears that they are getting by with it without lifting the pen, Dawn said. Ford says she's afraid to fly. She's flying all over the place. Yeah, that woman's got more frequent flyer miles than most people I know. She described Ford. This is Rachel Mitchell, described Ford's case as she said, as he said, she said, but even weaker. Timing of assault, she said mid-1980s to early 92, with no explanation how she was able to narrow down that certain time. There was a woman that has been posting on Twitter who's saying, look, I went to UNC Chapel Hill with Ford, and she's alleging that she drank and all this other stuff, and, come on. And, of course, people said, yeah, but that doesn't mean she should be raped. No, it absolutely doesn't. But it as I've said, we need to look into what happened during childhood and what happened around that time that she claims that something happened. Was there even a funeral? Well, I don't know. She doesn't remember anything much about that day, so I'm not sure. And we also should look at what's coming after that time that she says something happened to her. Somewhere along the line, it's very possible that she had a traumatic experience. She has not proven that it was Kavanaugh. And there are 3 corroborating witnesses that say, number one, an event, this party, never took place. How can you have a wrongdoing at a party when there was no party? And then you also have the lifelong friend saying, I don't even know Kavanaugh. So I believe that you believe something happened, but I don't even know what happened. It's probably her father. She's just suppressing all these issues. I don't know, Melissa. Oftentimes when people are sexually assaulted or molested, it can be a family member. Doesn't mean their father did it. Now, her parents are staying very quiet. Again, as I've said to you, I would want to know what the relationship was like with those parents. Something tells me there could be a problem, that could be part of the reason that she left and went 3,000 miles away. Now, supposedly her parents are Republican, and people feel that's why they're not supporting her. I think there could be more. Republicans need to start fighting back. Yes. Hey, Jerry. She is part of a cult of witches. I've never heard of that, Bella. Hey, Jamie. 4th Amendment was pushed last week on the people. Yeah, I heard. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about the Patriot Act that took place, the expansion that we weren't paying attention to. It's interesting that her husband, it wasn't there to support her. Anyone noticed that? I don't know. They have children. That could be a reason why her husband wasn't there, drunk girl. Susan, as a psychotherapist, do you think she has used some of her knowledge to use as a tactic? I found it odd that 2 of 3 accusers are psychotherapists. What 2 or 3 accusers are psychotherapists? I don't know who that is other than her. Could she, Michael Savage is saying there's a CIA connections. Her kids are grown. Let's get real. She's just a crazy woman. I didn't think her kids were grown. I don't know how old her kids are. I thought she had young kids. So I'm not sure. Her husband was there behind her, Dawn is saying. Was that the guy that came up and put his hands on her shoulder? The bald guy with glasses? I don't know. I wondered if that was her husband. Even the people that she said they were there, they weren't there. Exactly, drunk gal. There's no evidence. 0 evidence. There's, and that polygraph, Tiffany, is about as useless as something placed on a bull, if you know what I mean. Her husband was there. Okay, she is, and the other one that said she exposed. Oh, that he exposed himself to her. She's a psychologist too. Her father was a big guy at the CIA, Jamie said. I think that the bald guy with glasses was the attorney. No, the one beside her was, but the guy that came up and put his hands on her shoulder, that was an attorney as well. I mean, she only had 2 attorneys that I know of. One was sitting beside her, and the female was on the other side, and some other man came up to her. Useless as the chocolate teapot, or something, that a cow has on a bull. But anyway, would a psychotherapist know? I would know certainly what it would be like for a victim of sexual assault and what they would say. Yeah, well, that's true, Melissa. I think her girlfriend's probably being very quiet right now. I sat to her left behind her. So I would know as a psychotherapist kind of the signs and everything else. One of the signs of sexual assault at times can be that you regress back into your childhood when you're talking about it, or at that time that you were sexually assaulted. You can regress back into that time. Some of the symptoms that she had, what did Jackson Lee hand her attorney? We'll never know, Cully. Could have been nothing. But, so yes, would I know that? Yes. But is that so hard to figure out if you're not a psychotherapist? No. FBI can investigate her dirty little secrets too. They should, but I just don't think they're going to. Plus, she never saw a professional, as Mitchell pointed out, just got attorneys. Yeah, Tiffany, but you have to understand also, and listen, I'm not defending this woman in any way. I do not feel that Kavanaugh did anything to her. Why? Because there is evidence to say that he didn't. So let me start there. But you have to understand that back in the 1980s, a lot of people just didn't run to the psychotherapist every day. Time to fat back. She should not be allowed to destroy a good man. That she should not be allowed to. Then they aren't the FBI. Well, no, they're the FBI, but they're given a limited scope. And yeah, times have changed now, Chezzy. In the 1980s, people were not flocking to the therapist. So that may be why she didn't go. Now, however, in her situation, where she came from an affluent family, it would be more likely that a sexual assault victim from an affluent family back in those days might perhaps be sent to a therapist. But not always. This is weird, but the laughter she had may not have been human. Well, Judy, the laughter was in a total contradiction to what she was talking about. So it's like saying, you're laughing at the same time you're telling people that your grandmother died. Yeah, you're not going to get her parents under oath, Melissa. That's not going to happen. Because, they haven't done anything wrong. And the thing of it is, we're in the times, and recently Mitchell questioned why the lawyers should have sent her. Well, Mitchell was questioning why the lawyers didn't tell her, that the senators had agreed to come out and see her. So there are some people who are saying they're going to file a complaint with the bar. Sometimes, that works, but usually you're the victim who files a complaint, and she's certainly not going to be filing a complaint. The FBI is supposedly looking into who leaked that letter to the public. That was Tom Cotton said that, according to reports. Laughter like it's a defensive mechanism used by twisted minds. I didn't see it that way. Here's what I never trust a woman with 2 last names. Now, Sippy, come on, Kay Sippy, I've got 2 last names. I don't use the 2 last names, only when I write, but, basically, gosh, I forgot what I was going to say. Working and listening. Hey, Barbara. I was reading that, and I forgot. Okay, so the laughter. The laughter to me was that she was angry. Like, you did that to me? Okay. And it was, to me, kind of more of a revenge type sound to me. It had that feel to it. Prosecution of sexual assault or rape crimes many times didn't happen either. Time for us women to get together and crush this pathological liar, Melissa said. Well, she changed her voice a lot, but notice her demeanor was one of kind of, I'm weak, I'm fragile, I need help, I don't know how to do this, I'm this little girl type thing. And let's see, Dawn said, I watched a video on her body language and they called her using a pretty pose. Yeah, Dawn, you have to be careful. I saw that same video and I saw that it was, a body language expert and all that. I'm not going to sit without proof and say that this woman lied. Let us know what he says, Judy. I'm not going to say that this woman lied without proof that she did. Isn't there a statistic on psychiatrists, psychologists being mentally ill? I don't know, Daniel. If you find it, let me know. So I'll give her the benefit of the doubt, then straight to looking like Peter Strzok. That's true, Tiffany. There was a scary resemblance there. So I'm not going to say that she didn't do that, but I know it wasn't Kavanaugh. Does anyone know if she went under hypnosis? False memory is common. That's true, KCP. I think she was, yeah. She may have been sexually assaulted. Look, she's not even saying she was raped. Okay, so I've seen people say, oh, Kavanaugh is a rapist and this and that and the other. She never said she was raped. Barbara said, but she lied in full. So I don't know that she was ever raped. I don't know. She was groped. She said, I felt that he was going to rape me, but she wasn't raped. And, well, it wasn't even almost. I mean, he didn't have her clothes off. You can't. I mean, you can, I guess, but why no report while he was in the White House working with young law clerks? Well, and Tiffany, the whole thing, what's coming out now, too, about the house with the 2 doors. And, she did say that on the stand, and I mean, not on the stand, but during the hearing, and I bet her lawyers didn't like that, when she was saying, oh, the Google interns, come through that door. She had a one-piece bathing suit on. That's right, Chezzy. So, I mean, yes, you can get raped with a one-piece bathing suit on. She was not raped. So let's get that straight. Issues pointing back to some kind of sexual abuse. Yeah, I think she was sexually abused somewhere. I don't know where. I don't know when. But there's no proof to show that it was Kavanaugh. So, and that's what we have to keep remembering. Her taking a polygraph on the day of her grandmother's funeral, that would never have been done, and possibility get an accurate reading. But Dawn, she was only asked like 2 questions. Did you read what you wrote on the statement? Was it true when you wrote it? Whatever. Who puts clothes on over a wet bathing suit? I call BS. I'm not sure it was a wet bathing suit. It just seems odd that, I mean, her bathing suit could have been dry. It could have been the afternoon. She said that she had DNA of mental illness. Well, and I'm not going to sit here and saying that she does or doesn't, because I'm a psychotherapist, and for me to say that somebody has a mental illness, then I need to diagnose them and I need to see them. So I'm not going to say whether or not she did. What I am saying is that we need to look into that. So they flew all over the place for 2-question tests. Yep, Barbara, and they would too. You know that? They would. I don't know about the 64 partners in her lifetime, because I don't see corroborating evidence of that. His wife looked so disgusted. Teresa said, I definitely would not have said hi to one of my attackers. Now that, Kim, yes, that's true. Did you read Rachel Mitchell's report? Yes. I think she was even younger when something happened to her, just my opinion, Robin said. She was driven to and from the party for a total of 40 minutes. Can't recall the driver. Listen, the lady could not really remember what happened last week. I heard rumors she had counseling due to her having an affair. Need to research that though. Well, let me just say, Jerry, I don't think we're being told everything, because I've never, in my practice, I've never seen people come to couples counseling due to putting a door in. And if somebody says, okay, I need that second door because I'm freaked out about it, there was no second door from 2002 until that door was installed around, they're saying 2011. And she was married in 2002, so there's 9 years. And if you have somebody who's sexually assaulted and going through couples counseling, and that's what brought you there, was the whole door thing and the revealing that, then basically the therapist should say to the person who was sexually assaulted, you need to be in individual counseling. So we can do both. That person can't be the therapist for her in the individual counseling, but she needs to send her someplace else. Now, maybe she did send her someplace else, and that's why you saw supposedly a report coming out in 2013 that she told another therapist that she had been raped again in her late teens, is what the report says. I know you can't diagnose her, but you know something is not right. That's right, Judy. I feel that something needs to be looked into because something's not adding up. Details she couldn't remember were very convenient. Yeah. In Rachel Mitchell's report, she had told her husband it was later in her life. Yeah, Dawn, late teens. That's not 15. Irrespective of the previous 6 FBI investigations, can the FBI take Ford's claims and say that they found something against Kavanaugh? Would her claims be considered as something they missed? I don't think they're going to find anything new, Monique, with Ford. She had trouble tracking. She had trouble doing a lot of things, and she needed a lot of caffeine. So, again, my questions would be, are you on any medications right now? Were you on any medications before? Things of that sort. Yeah, well, and again, that somebody's calling it a cute baby voice. Listen, if a sexual assault victim is describing something painful, actual sexual assault victims, they may regress to that voice if they were sexually assaulted at a very young age. So they may regress to that when they're explaining what happened. So again, I'm not going to judge her in that regard because I'm not going to put myself in her shoes and say she wasn't a victim. I'm not going to do that. I don't know if she was or not. Could she look in any camera for any extended periods? I don't know that she knew which camera to look into or anything else. Wouldn't the caffeine, if she was taking meds, wouldn't that kind of make the meds kick in more? It depends, Dawn. Some people, believe it or not, if you have ADHD, caffeine can help your ADHD and help you to focus and help you to calm down. Seems like it'd be the opposite, but it isn't. Not saying she has ADHD. It's been reported she posted on Facebook in 2016 someone should accuse Gorsuch. And you see, that's if that's true, Prissy, that's a good reason why everything was scrubbed. Yes, she claims she had PTSD. That's not unusual, Danielle. So she might be abused at a much younger age. Could be. Could absolutely be. Or, let's say another possibility, that when you're 15, if something has happened to you in your life, and you claim something happened at 15, were you an immature 15-year-old because of something that happened in your life? This is the U.S. They can make people do whatever they want. No, this is the U.S. They can't make people do whatever they want. I mean, that's the thing that we're fighting. You're not guilty until presumed innocent. So, I mean, this is ridiculous. And I'll tell you what, if this doesn't go through for Kavanaugh, I would take that woman to court and I would sue for defamation and make her prove her case and let her credibility be put on trial along with everything else. I believe she was victimized twice, once as a young girl and again by the Democrats. Patrick said, well, absolutely, the Democrats abused her. I still don't understand where the sexual assault occurred. Sounds like the high school horseplay. K-Sippy, but here's what I'm saying is, there may never have been an assault, right? Because they're saying that the 3 people who were witnesses for Kavanaugh are saying there was never a party, okay? So if you say something happened at a party and there was no party, how could have any wrongdoing have happened? Makes me wonder if either side is good. Yeah, I think something's off, but tearing her apart for doing or not doing what we think is appropriate. Yeah, Nina, however, if you're going to destroy a person's life without proof, then you need to be, I'm sorry, you may be fragile, but your evidence needs to be put out on the table. Yeah, because that's not right. And as I said, I'm not tearing down any sexual assault victim. There are a ton of victims, people that you probably know, who you don't even know they were sexually assaulted. So they've just not come out for whatever reason. Maybe they don't want to discuss it with you, but whatever. There are plenty of people who have been sexually assaulted. Feel sorry for her. She needs mental health assistance, Patrick said. That's exactly what my husband said. If he loses this, he should sue her, Robin said. What about the woman in Ellison's case? She should be able to have her case put before a hearing right there in the Senate. Trump needs Judge Kavanaugh to start rounding up globalist criminals and start martial law. And no, that's a little bit over the top. Thank God for the victims, otherwise lawyers would go broke. No, not thank God for the victims. Thank God that there are no victims when people aren't, when they're not abused. But I think she was victimized, but she allowed for her personal agenda. Let's face it, look, all the papers written. Yeah, I'm not saying that this woman, something, didn't happen in this woman's life. And I'm also not saying that she's innocent as the day is born. Okay, Dawn, I want to put that out there. As a Southern woman, she played those old men. I know the game, so sweet, innocent, helpless, Barbara said. If you guys could, we're at the halfway point, believe it or not. If you could go ahead and retweet this, I would appreciate it. If you're a single man or woman, have an attorney on your payroll. No, listen, you are, okay, you're still asleep, but open your eyes. You were still sleeping? Well, here, let me let you go back and sleep then. Okay, so if you're a single man or a single woman, as I've said before, never, ever, 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 ever find yourself in a room alone. If you're a man with a woman, and if you're a woman with a man, also, maybe have some body cam with you. I don't know. It's taking a little bit far, but let me just tell you, we're just getting started. She teaches it from my understanding. Pence was right. Pence was, everybody laughed at Pence. Oh, ha, ha. Dow up 250 points. Susan, you are like a mad woman going from one screen to another reading comments. Well, Chezzy, you have to, right? And I used to have 3, which I can do, but, there's so much coming up. Billy Graham was right, too. That's right, Robin. Absolutely. None of those men ever went places without their women. I'm glad I'm not rich or famous. I may have battles to fight. Listen, K-Sippy, let me tell you something. It's not going to matter if you're rich. Not going to matter if you're famous. It's coming to you, okay? Know that it's coming to you. And I've been trying to sound the alarm. This is not going to just be for famous rich men. Especially if you are a white man, you got white man, you got a target on your back. Well, K-Sippy, it will be brought to different people. We can all be targets, yes, Pamela. But people will begin to use that more and more because they can. Liberalism is a mental disorder, someone said. It will spill out into other parts of your life. You better believe it will spill out. Every evil woman out there will seize an opportunity. Absolutely, Robin. Absolutely. And it will be men doing the same thing, and I don't see this yet going into the gay community or the transgender community, but I don't know if it starts to work for people, because the thing of it is, you're supposed to, when a woman, let's just take in this case. Here's what we've learned. When a woman says that she was sexually assaulted, she is to 100% be believed. No trial, no nothing, done. Guilty as charged. That's it. And that's what you've been told you must believe. It's been done from beginning of time with Joseph. That's right, Danielle. Those women who think Ford is telling the truth, better wake up, their husband or son could be next. Yep, lots of domestic violence, gay and trans community. Unless you're a Republican, Judy said. Oh, God, hang duct tape, roll number 2. Yeah, and I'm not saying that there's not a lot of abuse in the gay community. I'm just saying right now, gays aren't coming out and accusing people, whether wrongly or not. Gays don't seem to be coming out and making the accusations. Right now, it just seems to be limited to women. Good idea, Rob. My husband is now meeting students with his door open at all times because there's always professors in his office area. Oh, you better believe it, Robin. He better do that and continue that policy. I can tell you that right now. The feminism of men continues. Yep. The demasculating of men. Yep. When I was dealing with my domestic violence with my ex-husband, I heard stats, Pamela said. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of abuse everywhere. Wait for it, Susan. It's coming in the LGBTQ. Yeah, Chezzy, I think it will. It just hasn't started yet. But I want to tell you that there's some other things. There's some other things that I think are occurring that I need to tell you. Because this is before I was trying to warn men that this was coming for them. And some people listened, some people didn't listen, whatever. I could have accused teachers in school and should have made straight A's. There you go, Cully. And don't think that won't happen sometime. Um, do I need more duct? Yes, Harley, you're going to need more duct tape. So many holes in the story. Don't believe this is a huge collaborated story against a conservative. I think that this was an absolutely calculated move to stop. No, Robin, he needs the duct tape. It's okay. He can have duct tape. An absolutely concerted effort to stop not only Kavanaugh, but a conservative, and more especially Donald Trump. Just saying. Okay. Now, here's the other thing that I want to tell you that's coming. One is not so too important right now, but one is pretty important. Over the weekend, and I didn't see this, so maybe somebody can tell me. I don't watch the NFL. I have stopped watching the NFL. The NFL is dead to me. But somebody said, and I saw this reported, that the Green Bay Packers during pregame unrolled what appeared at the outset to look like the American flag, but didn't. But wasn't, okay? And when it unrolled and they kept unrolling it, it was not the American flag. Okay. Warning, Will Robinson. Here's what's coming with that. You heard it here first. That was a way to test the crowd to say, we need a new flag, we need a new anthem, and we're gonna display it right here today, and we're going to see how you're going to react to this. Remember, the flag of our flag, for most people, represents what they don't want. It represents nationalism, love of country, love of God, and everything else, okay? Everything else is holy and good. Except for the fact that people on the other side will say it's a flag of division, it's a flag of slavery, it's bad, and we can't unite under that flag. We want to unite under this new flag, which basically, when you look at it, really didn't represent the United States. Didn't represent the states, the colonies, or anything else, right? That's what we're doing, in my opinion. Nobody has said that to me. I haven't read that anywhere. It's in my gut. It's what I feel, and it's coming. And I wanted to tell you. No, don't let them change the banner over us. Exactly. Yeah, but Robin, I love our flag too, but you got to understand, and you know this. They want to destroy everything about America. Everything. I hope I'm wrong too, Joe, but I don't think I am. They've destroyed the family. They've destroyed our schools. They've destroyed the biblical principles. They have destroyed, meaning, they're not even saying anymore that our country was founded on Judeo-Christian principles. Everything that's needed to destroy this country, including, listen to me, please, including taking out men, taking, any empowerment away from men, minimalizing men. It is an attack on all sides, Harley, and it's working. Yep, come Jesus, I'm ready, Maranatha. Oh, I'm sure it represents something we just don't know yet, and I'm sure it's something we won't like. Well, Dawn, you got a 30-second delay, but you're going to hear what it is in a minute. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Everything that's calculated and being done is one more strike that they're taking away. One more, meaning that they're taking away parts of America that we've needed. The family, Christianity, men, on and on and on. Our flag, our God, on and on and on. And I would send a message to the Green Bay Packers and tell them that they better get their stuff together, that they, in your opinion, if you feel this way, they have dishonored your flag. Yeah, white men especially, Mike, that's true. They have dishonored your flag. And the next time that they do something like that, you will be sure to go and make it your mission to dissuade people from going and watching a game or watching the Green Bay Packers on TV. It only took one man, Elijah, rain on the Democrats. I'm telling you, no rain on the Democrats. The NFL has lost even more viewers this season. Good, and I hope they continue to use it. I in my gut, I'm telling you, this is what's happening. This is what I'm seeing. That flag is a joke and disrespectful to all veterans, Mike, and disrespectful to all Americans. What is the NFL? Have no idea. As an old white man and vet, I'm outraged they have dishonored our flag. Yes, well, you should let them know. You should let them know that's how you feel. Because this isn't about what the Green Bay Packers did in a pregame yesterday. This is about let's roll this out to destroy one more thing that is America. And all of these people, all of these Democrats, my gosh, if you don't see that these people are working towards that, what George H.W. Bush called the 1,000 points of light. And if you haven't heard that, go back and listen to that speech and find out about how he's connected to the Trilateral Commission. And I'm not joking. If you don't know that that's coming and why we're seeing everything, and again, why we have this gnashing of teeth that is so loud, it's reverberating around this country. And again, I caution you, this is not, New World Order. This is not about politics. It really isn't about politics. Politics just happens to be a side issue. Yep, one world order. And H.W. Bush is one of those people that brought in and he's part of the Trilateral Commission, wants that new world order. That ticks me off. I have family and friends that fought for our flag. Yep. And now, as somebody was saying, they want to call social justice warriors, they want to call them veterans too. Let's call them veterans because they deserve to be called veterans. Our time for standing up as Christians, our time for standing up as Americans, everything is coming to a head. Yeah, if I were in the military, I'd refuse to hold that flag. I don't know if any military, I guess they were holding it. I would not even have, I would have whatever I had to do. Obama bashing Trump in Norway, of course. This is beyond politics and football. This is about destroying our values and country. Absolutely. Thank you, Cully. Somebody repeated that. Okay, so let's go to the other thing that happened that is more egregious. Well, I guess. This is just beginning. The flag thing is just beginning. America is to be restored. We'll see. I hear somebody say there's going to be a civil war. I believe we're getting closer. Politics is just Satan's last stand. Yeah. So here is this is really bad. Great job you're doing, excellent. Thank you, Joe. Now, you remember that George Bush expanded the Patriot Act. Okay. This bill, H.R. 6729. H.R. 6729. Go look that up. It's called the Empowering Financial Institutions to Fight Human Trafficking Act of 2018. Sounds good, doesn't it? Sounds good. It sounds like great. We're going to go out there. We're going to fight human trafficking. This is great. Susan, you have to slow down. I'm running out of duct tape for my head. Harley, what you need to do tomorrow, bring a helmet because you may run out of duct tape. Helmets are always good in case you run out of duct tape. Now, this bill, as I said, it sounds really good. That, oh man, we're doing something. We want to go in there. We want to get rid of human trafficking, and this is great. Regarding my early question, it was my understanding that all psychologists are supposed to go through an extensive mental health evaluation before practicing. Am I wrong, Susan? I can't remember exactly, so don't hold me to this amount. I had about 56 hours of psychotherapy in order to get my license. So as far as I know, yes. I can only speak for myself, in my class and what I had to do, and that was extensive psychotherapy before I could become a psychotherapist and get licensed. Okay, back to the bill. HR 6729. Even counselors have to. Yeah, Judy. This passed in the House under the suspension of the rules, which is used to pass non-controversial bills. So, see, again, this is like, don't worry. This is going to help with human trafficking. It's great. It's not controversial. Everybody wants this. Everybody wants to stop human trafficking. So what do we need to do? I know, here's the solution. We'll expand the Patriot Act so we can go after human traffickers. Again, sounds great. Okay. It passed again on September the 26th in the House. It hasn't gone to the Senate as far as I know, but I'm sure it'll end up there. What does it do? Okay, Harley, get your duct tape ready. Allows nonprofit organizations that the Secretary of the Treasury determines to be qualified to share information with financial institutions, associations of financial institutions, regulatory authorities, law enforcement regarding individuals, entities, organizations, and countries suspected of possible human trafficking or related money laundering activities. Whew, okay, so, and there's no requirement that any of this be done in good faith in order for you to be protected. If, one, the Secretary of Treasury says, yeah, you're a valid nonprofit or financial institution that can do this, and number two, if you do this because I don't like you, and I'm just going to say you did it because I know there's not going to be any repercussions to me, then I'm going to go ahead and just say, yeah, you know what? You may want to look into that corporation ABC because I think there could be some human sex trafficking. Wow. No repercussions for that, right? So you're sharing this information. What this and sharing it with law enforcement. What this in effect does is that it takes away, no longer is law enforcement going to have to go out and get a warrant. You know, you don't need a warrant when people are just coming forward and sharing information. I wonder if there'll be a rating and like a social media rating like they do in China, then to say whether or not you should do business with this company. Just asking for a friend. The number for Grassley, 202-224-3744. That's for Grassley. I think 3121, 202-224-3121 is just to get the number for all of your senators. So, do you like that one? You know, again, all of this sounds really great because we're going to do something about human trafficking. But we're not really necessarily, that's not our way to do it. Green Bay Packers, 920-569-7500. 920-569-7500 if you want to tell the Green Bay Packers what they can do with their flag. A war of human trafficking. Chuck Missler, great pulpiteer, said when they say a war on something, a social war, you better perk your ears up. Folks, it means the Fourth Amendment rights being violated. Yeah, once again. What they're saying is, we're going to take away more of your rights. Again, you don't need a warrant if you're getting information. You get all this information, then you can go and get a warrant. But if you don't have this information, the law enforcement, they're the ones that have to find this information. You're doing the job for Department of Homeland Security, ICE, law enforcement, this, that, the other. And again, if I don't like you and I'm on this list, I can just say, you know, I just think this person, this company, I just have this feeling there's been some human trafficking going on. I knew they were up to something while our attention was on Kavanaugh. Renee said, yeah. The number for Packers. Can somebody put the number for Packers up again? It was a 920, but I don't remember the rest of it. It is extremely easy to abuse, Nina. And we already see coming from the Patriot Act, this is how we got... whatever. I don't care what it was, Jerry. They were made to look like a flag, and that's what they wanted you to believe, I'm sure. I mean, it looked like a replica of a flag, even if they didn't call it a flag. But that's why you have TSA. The Patriot Act got us TSA. So your freedoms were taken away quickly by the TSA. And it will continue on. Can you imagine if you go and you're at the airport and somebody has called it in and said, I think there may be some human trafficking going on, and I know that the CEO is going to be traveling today on Delta going to Florida. And they're like, okay. So let's stop him at the airport and see what he has on him, and let's question him. We'll get TSA to stop him. And so that's very easily that can be done. Number for Congress is 202-224-3121. 202-224-3121. So, again, it sounds all innocent and sweet. Good, good. We're helping getting rid of this sex trafficking and human trafficking. Which, by the way, it would be nice if somebody could do that, but not this way. So you might want to call your senators and tell them not to vote for this, that you're not for the expansion of the Patriot Act. Yeah, it's a distraction every time, and nobody's even talking about it. Who's talking about it? Susan, does Congress know you by your voice by now? Probably, Chessie. Grassley probably has people saying, block her call. I thought Obama signed that with executive order a couple of years ago on New Year's Eve on the warrant thing, in which Chuck Missler is the one that brought that to our attention. Yeah, Obama did sign something additional. 920-569-7500 is Green Bay. 920-569-7500 is the Green Bay Packers. Blue is a bright blue, not the navy color. No, I get it, Jerry. I get it. It was not the American flag. It's a replacement, is what I'm saying. It will be the replacement, or they wanted to see how you were going to react. The Patriot Act should be removed from the books. That was signed by George Bush, by the way. Now, let me go into a little bit more of some things. I read something, why do it at all? Yeah, exactly, Harley. Prime Minister Netanyahu, trying to keep up with what's going on in Israel. A lot's going on in Israel. Things are getting blown up in Israel, over in Syria, I should say. And basically, Netanyahu, this was an article that came out on Behold Israel. Netanyahu said that basically he was willing to look at any agreement that Donald Trump put forth in regards to a two-state solution. But he said that Israel will always have the West Bank and it will not be transferred to Palestine. The number of the bill. It is H.R. 6729. H.R. 6729. And Netanyahu says Israel will remain in control of their own security. And they're not going to give that up. So that's that new agreement that's coming, that they're working on. I don't think that it's been revealed yet to anybody, but that's the new bill. Who sponsored the bill? I don't know. I didn't have time to look at it, to tell you the truth. But remember also, we talk about the end times, and I wanted to remind you of this because I think we've probably forgotten. That shekel that has Donald Trump on one side and Cyrus on the other, that shekel was put out there, was minted or whatever you want to say by the Israelis, because it's to be used as money for the building of the third temple. And I mentioned to you a while back that this agreement coming from President Trump could be the agreement mentioned in the end times. Could be. Not saying it is. Could be. And also, again, we have that heifer who is yet to be, said that it wasn't a heifer without blemish. We still have time, but it hasn't been said anything about it yet. So I think I'm telling you that just so that you will remember that, the red heifer, and that you will remember that and know, again, you're seeing everything come together. We're watching it come together. And we still need and continue every day, we need to pray now more than ever. This isn't about politics. It isn't about politics. Politics is what's being used to help advance some things along the line and to do whatever, but this is not about politics. Does the HR stand for how ridiculous? It should. It should, Harley. Some other news. Since 2016, they have found with the Veterans Administration there are 250,000 radiology orders at VA hospitals that were canceled. That's not good. Not good. So they've got a lot of explaining to do if that's true. Now, that was written by USA Today. And as you know, USA Today came out over the weekend. They had a despicable article about Judge Kavanaugh that if nobody else, he should sue USA Today, making him look like, and basically saying, in all intents and purposes, that he was a child molester and somebody that shouldn't be trusted around women and children. I mean, despicable. They had to take it down and rewrite it. It was so bad. USA Today is a rag, and maybe they're going to become more of a rag when they get sued. I would sue him. I'd sue them if I were him. I would not hesitate. And that article was so egregious and so wrong. So, it was disgusting. Let me see some other things really quickly here. As we know, my husband was told President Trump killed the Veterans Choice Act. No. Your husband said that? Wow. And see, he probably, who did he listen to hear that? President Trump was behind the Veterans Choice. Is the reason they have Veterans Choice bill. This guy won't have time to do his job with all the lawsuits he could do. I know, Harley. That's true. NAFTA is gone if this deal goes through. Remember, this still has to be approved by Congress. It's going to be called, supposedly right now, USMCA. Makes you think of the song. So that's going to them. Now, as we know, today is the anniversary of the shooting in Las Vegas. I know YMCA. It sounds just like it, Jerry. California did something that they thought they could slap the government, the federal government, and the federal government just backhanded them right back. California passed the net neutrality law, which you know Donald Trump said, you ain't going to do that in the feds. Veteran hospitals are beyond fixing without tearing the system apart and starting over. Chicago Pops, 100% agree. 100%. Privatize it, start over, and then try to get it back, but I would leave it privatized. Now, again, California tried net neutrality, and immediately the DOJ went out to get a restraining order to block California from doing net neutrality. Because that's involving interstate commerce, that involves federal law, and so a state should not be able to regulate federal law like that. Now, Jeff Flakey, correction, Susan, the VA told my husband that. Oh, good Lord, Judy, that's terrible. Wow. See, well, and I can understand that, Judy, because they were probably lying to him so he wouldn't know he had a choice to go anywhere else. Unbelievable. Kavanaugh came out over the weekend in some interview with Coons, his best buddy Coons, and he said that Kavanaugh sounded like a man who had been unjustly accused. So you went ahead and asked for an FBI investigation anyway. Okay, Jeff. And then Hirano was out over the weekend, and she wouldn't answer whether or not the Democrats had leaked information about Ford's letter. She kept saying, oh, no, that's not the focus of what we're doing. Yeah, well, we're going to make it the focus of what we're doing. Fake and Coons, these fools they are. Yep, Jamie, they are. Almost forgot 1 year ago the Las Vegas shooting. Yep. Hirano is a snake. Hirano, Harris, Booker, you name it. Feinstein. That picture of Feinstein, I don't know if you saw it. I put it on my Instagram of her. I think I put it on Twitter. Of her standing there, just basically in solidarity with Kamala. That looks so evil. Yeah, Jackson Lee. Oh well, that kind of goes without saying, Jerry. That's like saying Maxine Waters is. Everybody knows that. Blumenthal. Ugh. Now they're saying also that there's a lot of money coming from liberal states into other states to try to impact the Republicans. California and Texas are two main states that they're flooding everything with. Flake then went and partied at a Global Citizens Party. Wow. Really, Nina? Wow. Unbelievable. Yeah, and he stood in the elevator with somebody from the Soros group who basically, when he was standing there, making him feel like he was responsible for her sexual assault. Flake is double-minded, and the Bible says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Amen to that. All right, you guys, it has been an hour. I could continue. I got so much more here. But, yep, governor's race has tons of money from outside. We will see you all tomorrow. You're welcome, Gary. Thank you, everybody. God bless you. I may be coming on if anything happens. Till then, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. God bless. Everybody on YouTube, God bless. Talk to you tomorrow, if not before. Take care.